That's the reason why the Bible talks about the new birth. Something's been planted from the outside into us. Something has become part of us. We are rooted into God. Some amazing thing has happened. What does it mean to be planted? A Christian is not the chaff which has no root. A Christian is a tree. Something has planted you in. Trees can't plant themselves. Something has come and planted you in, and now there is a power. Now there is an outlook. Now there is an understanding that wasn't there before. And that is where you draw. And that's where the happiness comes from. How could that be? Well, the metaphor is right here. Here's a tree in the drought, and yet no fruit. Hurting. Grieved in a sense. And yet its leaf doesn't wither. It's an evergreen tree because its roots are down into something else. The tree, because it's going through a season of dryness, has to pull out of the bottom even more. The tree, because it's going through dryness, has to put its roots even deeper down and draw even harder on it. And anyone in this room who's ever actually gotten this fundamental happiness knows that that's exactly what happens. You don't know what it's like to rejoice in the Lord unless you're suffering. There's something about the drought and about the fruitlessness of your life that makes you, if you're a Christian, put your roots down into Him in a way you didn't before. Happiness that the Bible talks about is fundamental happiness, not superficial happiness, not a lightheartedness all the time, a jocularity all the time. You see, not a fun and frolicking type person all the time. No. We're talking about a joy that is permanent and is overwhelming and is overlapping and actually is stimulated by tragic circumstances. Those of you who are in this, have been in this boat, you know it. Things go wrong. And you realize, hey, I believe these things, but do I really understand these things? And you go to Him and you put your roots down, and suddenly you begin to sense not the lack of pain, not the lack of grief, but an overwhelming glory and joy that comes up. His hand upholds me. His right hand upholds me.